recently my friend asked me, Elaine, how long does it take you to upload a Instagram reel? It seems like you upload one every day. Now this might surprise you, but it only takes me 30 minutes for my entire process. I think that creating quick and effective content can be important for an artist to reach a larger audience for business or for one's livelihood. It's almost free advertising, except you have to work for it. In this video, I'll take you through all the ins and outs of my reel creation. If you stick around all the way to the end, I've collected some Instagram reel ideas for you whenever you're stuck. If that sounds fun to you, then let's get started. Hey there, I'm Elaine, a gouache watercolor artist who shares videos once in a blue moon. Welcome to my corner of the internet. A lot of times when I create my content, I'm actually using them just to practice in my sketchbook. These little pieces can become bigger, more detailed pieces later. It takes me about like 15 minutes to sketch and paint. However, if it's larger, of course, it'll take more time. And then the editing takes me about 10 more minutes. And then posting it and like getting everything right takes me about 5 minutes. In this video, I hope to not only teach you my process, but also help you simplify yours so you don't burn out creating content and can truly focus on what you enjoy in your art practice or small business. Now let's start with the supplies that I use to film. Here's a secret that I'm letting you in on. If you haven't figured it out yet, my backdrop is actually not real wood. It's a DIY foam board with wood texture contact paper. The reason why I use the surface as a backdrop instead of my desk is because I like this light muted wood texture. It enhances the colors in my artwork. I generally use a bright and light palette, so I didn't want the backdrop to distract from my art. Next is my camera. I use an iPhone 14 Pro in regular video mode and sometimes in cinematic mode. And my trusty phone tripod is the canvas lamp. I've used and abused this lamp for over 3 years and it's invincible. During the daytime, I like to use the natural light from my window, and during the evening, I like to use the warm light settings. Canvas is a small business based in Alabama, and since I reached out to them, they're currently offering a special 10% discount in the description below. So definitely check them out if you need a tripod upgrade. I'm just setting up my desk right now to paint a small piece with you. I'm gathering color pencils, gouache, and brushes to set up my workspace. So another thing that I would add is that I move around my apartment to film just to get natural light and the sun rays because I like that warm, glowy ambiance. Also, I've noticed that my iPhone captures the best with bright natural light. Now I'm moving the canvas lamp from its wooden base to the clamp. I like how the clamp gives it better reach. I get more interesting angles and it's also hidden. Now let's paint and film. I'll be illustrating a seasonal floral arrangement. Sadly, today is quite cloudy and the sun only came out for a couple of minutes, but the show must go on. So first, I usually start off with capturing the art supplies I'll be using, and I like creating some sort of sound with it. I find anything ASMR quite popular these days. Then I'll record myself illustrating bits and pieces of this illustration. I don't record the entire time, so I'll film for 30 seconds to a minute, maybe a stroke or one flower, and I'll splice it up later. I try to keep the camera out of my face for the most part, but sometimes it can't be helped. For the bulk of the illustration though, I am not recording. This helps me focus on what I'm drawing. So for example, this shot you can see my camera is off. But I'll record as the illustration progresses, capturing different angles each time so that when I put the video together, it'll transition quite nicely. My tip would be to film details that you think would be impactful to the viewer, and film close-ups from different angles so that your finished illustration is a mystery until the very end. And try to enjoy your illustration process as much as you can. I've gotten used to documenting my process, so it doesn't bother me to record a few snippets throughout. Alright, so now that I'm finished with my illustration, I'm going to film a swoop shot just to show the final product and snap a few pics for the cover photo. Alright, awesome! So let's move on to editing this video. Now you'll be pleased to hear that all the apps that I use for video and photo editing are absolutely free. The video editing app that I use is CapCut, and although there is a pro version, I'm quite happy with the free version, so I've had no need to get it. It's time I recorded 16 individual clips. Each clip is around 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So let's splice up this 10-minute video to be under 20 seconds. I like to cut each clip just to show its action and then speed it up to be around 1 second. I'm always listening to the sound that my video makes because, like I said earlier, ASMR is quite popular. I feel like I'm quite heartless and detached when I edit my videos. Even if I love a stroke or something, if it doesn't flow, then it gets scrapped. I want my video to transition effortlessly, and I want to guide my viewer through my entire process without getting bored or distracted anywhere. I prefer splicing over speeding up lengthy footages because I personally don't find time-lapse very engaging. The only time I use video effects is on text. Though I'm not using any text on this video, if you do, I would suggest that you pick a few go-to fonts, so you spend less time trying out all the fonts each time you edit a new video. Now the last thing I'll do is to adjust the brightness, saturation, shadows, and warmth of my video. Then tap apply to all clips, and I'll play the video through one last time and shrink it down just a tad more. Alright, now this looks pretty good to me. And now something strange that I do is that I'll export it, but then I'll re-import it again into a new project. This time, all I'm doing is raising the volume and reducing the noise so that there's less fuzziness in the audio. The reason why I didn't do it earlier is because I think it's too time consuming to have to edit the noise for every clip. Okay, beautiful. Next, let's edit the cover photo. I use Lightroom for photo editing, and I know you'll love it too, because once you've edited one photo, you can just copy those settings and paste them onto any of your new photos with just one click, which saves so much time. Let me show you. So first I'm going to add photos from my phone, then I'm going to copy the settings from a previous photo and paste it onto the two new ones. Ta-da! Done. Wasn't that easy? It's so awesome. But here, I'm going to show you the settings I like to tweak. So usually I adjust the exposure, contrast, shadows, temperature, and the vibrance. Now all that's left to do is just to save it onto my phone. And if for some reason Lightroom isn't free for you, then try Snapseed. I used Snapseed for many years before transitioning to Lightroom. You can't copy and paste settings like Lightroom, but it's a pretty powerful free image editor. Now we are finally ready to find a trending audio and post. I usually just scroll through the Reels Explorer page until I find music that I like. If there's a little arrow icon, then it means that it's a trending audio. I try not to overthink this part because otherwise it'll take me forever to post. You can also bookmark audio ahead of time to save time. Now let's adjust the original video audio and the added music. My original audio is not that loud, so I usually max it out. And I lower the volume of the background music so it's gentler sounding. Alright, that sounded pretty good to me, so let's choose the cover image and add a caption. I try to make my captions easy to respond to so that I can engage with my audience in the comment section, and it never hurts to add some relevant hashtags. Okay, everything looks good to me, so I'm going to post it. I always get butterflies when I click post. Lastly, I wanted to share some real ideas I collected for artists like you. Some of these ideas are trending right now, and some of these are just very easy to do in your style whenever you run out of ideas but want something to post. The first idea is introduce yourself. This is very trendy right now. I'm seeing it all over my feed. Tell me something interesting about yourself that will stop me from scrolling and like your post. Maybe just be a little transparent and relatable. There are so many of these introductory types of posts right now, and they're so easy to make. For example, I'm creating one right now, and all it is that you're just placing some text over a video clip. This second trend is interesting. I've been seeing these split screen collages around. These have been quite popular on TikTok too. I think when you piece together 3 separate videos, it's pretty interesting to watch. This type of reveal your artwork trend might be slowly dying because I don't see them on my feed anymore, but I think it's a quick and easy one you can repurpose any artwork for. So just turn your canvas around or open up a sketchbook. These create suspense and makes your viewer curious to see what's on the other side. Next, this trend will never die. Post a sketchbook flip through. These are almost always a hit. Do you have any old sketchbooks you've filled? Bring them out and do a short flip through. I personally don't speed these videos up at all. I like watching them as close to real time as possible. My fifth idea is to teach someone something. I've seen a lot of these and they're always a hit. Teach someone something you're good at. How to draw videos are super popular, especially if teaching is something that you're interested in, then try this real idea. Alright, let's do one more. My sixth idea is to show the world your studio space or your happy place. I don't actually have an example of this one to show, but I've been seeing them on my feed. It can be a corner of the room you create in or a collage wall that you're proud of. And I've also noticed if you have a movie playing in the background, it creates more interest. Anyways, these are nice to welcome your followers into your space and the atmosphere you enjoy creating in.
So I hope this video helped. If you have any more questions, then let me know in the comment section below. If not, then remember to subscribe if you want to be friends and give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.